Hello and welcome back to Mysti-Fi, your go-to destination for mystery sci-fi movie recaps. Today we're diving into another episode of Black Mirror called Demon 79. Before we begin, I want to remind you that this video may contain spoilers. Without further ado, let's head straight to the story. In 1979, Nida works at a department store. Her co-worker Vicky asks her to assist a customer named Keith Holligan, who murdered his wife. He makes sexual comments towards Nida, so she imagines attacking him. Nida hears the right-wing conservative politician Michael Smart speaking against immigration. She heads home and watches Bobby Farrell on TV, and she seems attracted to him. The next day, she heads to work. Her manager talks to her about Vicky's complaint about the smell of her lunch. She fantasizes about hurting Vicky and eats her lunch in the basement. She cuts her finger as she opens a drawer in the basement, and discovers a wooden talisman inside. She smears her blood on the talisman and takes it home. In her flat, the talisman speaks to Nida and eventually releases the demon named Gap. Nida freaks out, so Gap takes the form of Bobby Farrell. He tells her she has 3 days to make 3 human sacrifices, and failure will lead to world destruction on May Day. Nida refuses to accept this, so he shows her apartment in flames. Gap reveals that this is his first assignment, like an initiation. Nida panics and runs outside. A passerby, Tim Simons, sees Nida seemingly talking to herself. Tim talks to her, while Gap tells her he deserves to die because he molests his 8-year-old daughter. Nida kills Tim with a brick. The next day, the authorities start investigating Tim's disappearance. Nida is late to work, and Gap keeps urging her to kill again. The authorities eventually found Tim's body. That night, she watches TV about the imminent war, and Gap tells her she's the only one that can stop it. She gets a hammer and finds her second kill. She goes to a pub and they see Keith. He is their next target, so Nida follows Keith as he urinates outside. He invites her to his house for sex. She hits him with a hammer, and also has to kill his brother when he arrives home. Gap discovers that Keith's death does not count, as he was a murderer, so one sacrifice remains. Smart, whom Nida's boss supports, visits their store and wins Vicky's vote. Nida asks Gap to show her Smart's future. Smart becomes Prime Minister in an upset victory as leader of the ultranationalist Britannia Party. Though demons are fans of Smart, Gap insists that she should choose someone else, but Nida insists on targeting him. The authorities investigate Keith's and her brother's murder. Len learns of Nida's uncharacteristic drinking, which Nida claims was on the anniversary of her mother's death. He follows Nida as she tails Smart after a public speech. Gap tries to stop her, but she tells him to piss off, so he leaves. She deliberately hits Smart's car, causing him to crash. She gets out of her car to hit him with a hammer, but Len stops her before the final blow. He takes him to the police station for investigation, and Nida tells them about Gap, the talisman, and the end of the world. She tells the disbelieving officers that she tried to stop it. The clock counts down to 12 midnight, but nothing happens. The officers think she's gone crazy. Sirens start to blare. Gap shows up in the room and tells Nida that they're casting him out to eternal oblivion for failing his initiation. He invites Nida to come with him. Eventually, a nuclear explosion is seen. Nida joins Gap into eternal oblivion. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new release. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.